The news read by Anant Mishra. The Trinamool Congress (TMC) today formally withdrew support to the UPA government. Its 6 ministers also submitted their resignation in protest against FDI and retail. The TMC, which has 19 members in the Lok Sabha, handed over a letter to the President Pranab Mukherjee withdrawing support to the government. Earlier, 6 Trinamool Congress ministers submitted their resignation to the Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, who expressed sadness over their decision. The ministers who went to the Prime Minister's residence to submit their resignations were Mukul Roy, Sudeep Bandyopadhyay, Sultan Ahmed, Saugat Roy, Sisir Adhikari and CM Jatwa. Trinamool Congress chief Mamata Banerjee on Wednesday had announced her decision to withdraw support to the UPA, protesting the centre's decisions to hike diesel prices, withdraw subsidy on cooking gas and allowing FDI in multi-brand retail. Earlier, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Mr. Pawan Kumar Bansal today said the UPA government has the required numbers and is not under any threat of losing majority. Speaking to a private channel, Mr. Bansal said the constitutional requirement is 272 in the Lok Sabha and the UPA enjoys the overwhelming support of 310 MPs. Meanwhile, the Samajwadi Party today pledged to continue support to the UPA government. Party Supremo Mulayam Singh Yadav told reporters in New Delhi that although his Samajwadi Party is not in the UPA, it will continue to support the alliance so that communal forces do not go ahead. The Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, will address the nation at 8 p.m. tonight. The Prime Minister's office has confirmed that Dr. Singh will explain to the nation the reasons behind the decisions taken on economic reforms. Dr. Singh is expected to spell out the reasons that prompted the government to allow FDI in multi-brand retail. In a major relief to the common man, the centre today removed all taxes on non-subsidized LPG cylinders. Announcing the decision, Finance Minister Mr. P. Chidambaram said there will be zero customs duty and VAT on non-subsidized cylinders. The Finance Minister also welcomed the decision by some of the states to raise the cap on maximum number of subsidized LPG cylinders a family can buy in a year from 6 to 9. Mr. Chidambaram also expressed hope that more state governments would provide subsidy on LPG cylinders. The Finance Minister also announced that the centre had cut tax on external commercial borrowings (ECB) by Indian companies to 5% from 20%. The reduction in tax will encourage Indian companies to raise funds from overseas markets. The withholding tax liabilities on Indian companies too have been reduced to 5%. This will apply to all borrowings between July 2012 and June 2015. India and Pakistan today signed 3 agreements for cooperation in custom matters, redressal of trade grievances, and conforming to quality standards to further normalize economic relations between the two countries. A joint statement issued after the 2-day Commerce Secretary level talks in Islamabad said that these agreements are expected to substantially facilitate bilateral trade mechanisms. Commerce Secretary S.R. Rao was in Islamabad for the 7th round of talks on commercial and economic cooperation with his Pakistani counterpart Munir Qureshi. India today test-fired its nuclear-capable Agni-3 ballistic missile with a strike range of 3,000 kilometers from the Wheeler Island of the Odisha coast. The indigenously developed 17-meter-long and 2-meter diameter surface-to-air missile, which can carry warhead of 1.5 tons, protected by a carbon all-composite heat shield, took off at 1:15 p.m. this afternoon from a mobile launcher at Launch Complex 4 of Integrated Test Range at Wheeler Island. And that is the end of this news bulletin.